How is it going, guys, and welcome back to another Discord bot tutorial video. So we are going to be going through your submissions once again. So it's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but I think we pretty much have to make this a daily series. So if you guys are in my Discord server, then I have put out this post or this sort of forum called Command Suggestions, where people can basically put in suggestions that they possibly want me to code for them in a video. So pretty much that's the whole point of this whole forum. It pretty much allows people to like submit their ideas, and then I can pretty much code it for them, and then they can see how it works, and pretty much all that kind of stuff. It will definitely help them and also the viewers that are watching this video as well. Let me know in the comments if you actually want me to make this a daily series, because I'm thinking about making this a daily series where I just do like these where like I do these videos like once a week. So maybe going through your submissions, seeing what you guys want. So yeah, let's pretty much get started on your submissions. And once again, I'm literally saying this in every video, so if you guys are if you guys want a nice starter package, or if you guys are a beginner, or if you're just looking to test your test new features of a Discord bot in a nice empty framework, then I've got this C# Discord bot template on GitHub, which pretty much contains all the pretty much fundamentals that you need to make a Discord bot. It's a nice empty framework that you guys can use to make a Discord bot. Pretty much everything, pretty much all the fundamentals are available. All the working bot.cs file, everything is all set up for you. All you need to do is pretty much clone it by clicking on use this template and then clicking on create a new repo. And this will copy over all of the files of this template into a nice new repo, which you guys can clone. So in this video, we are going to be using this template once again, just to show you how it works, because I feel like this is very important for newcomers. So like I did use this in the previous video and it worked out really well. So let's create a new repo, and this time we're going to call this, I don't know, submissions bot, I guess. So submissions. And then if I click on create a repo from template, what it's going to do is pretty much copy over all of those files in the template into my new submissions bot repo, which I can use in VS 2022. So pretty much I can, push commits to this. I can make this my own bot. So it's going to be really cool. So what I can do is simply just copy and paste this link, open up VS 2022. I can go into clone repo, and then I can just paste in my link that I've just copied, and then I can just simply clone it. And yeah, pretty much I can just start coding from here on. So like all I have to do from here on is set up the token and obviously build the solution to import the NuGet packages. So we'll be right back and we'll get onto the first submission. Okay, so first submission is from this guy, Def4M3. Once again, I believe you also submitted a post in the first submissions video, if I'm not wrong. I think, yeah, this is pretty much like a follow-up from what you asked before, because I believe what you asked was how to join a VC, or, like something along those lines. How to get the bot to join the VC, or, like something along those lines. And like apparently you worded it wrong, and looks like you provided a nice video for this. So basically, what this guy actually wanted to do was, yeah, so he joins a VC called Create, and it basically creates a VC for him, and it transfers him to that VC. So I believe that was your actual intention, like in the first question that you asked. So I believe we're pretty much going to rectify that today. So yeah, so basically what he wanted was to create a temporary voice channel from actually joining a voice channel. So it's basically like an event that happens when you join a voice channel. It will create a new temporary voice channel, and it will transfer you over to that voice channel. So I think that's what you wanted. So I think that's like that's pretty easy to do, because all of it is pretty much done through the event handler. So what we need to do is be in our program.cs file for this. So what we're going to do is use the event handler for the voice channel update event args. So what I mean by that is, let's go to the event handler section, and what we're going to do is say client, and then we're going to say voice channel, and it's the voice state updated. So this is what you want, the voice state updated event handler. So this fires when someone joins, leaves, and moves voice channel. So it's all in one. There's no separate event handler for joining, leaving. It's pretty much all in one. We'll plus minus subscribe to this event, and let's just name this the voice channel handler, because this because this event handler handles everything: joining, leaving, like as you can see, moving voice channels. So let's just name it the voice channel handler. It's going to handle everything that we need to do with the voice channels, pretty much. So let's get rid of this. So the first thing we need to do is check if a user is joining a specific VC. So in my test server, I have this create voice channel, just like in the video this guy was showing. So he has a create voice channel. So I've got it in my example here. So create. So as you can see, I can join and leave it. Cool. So what we need to do is check if we're joining this voice channel. So not only do we need to check if we're joining this create voice channel, we need to check if the user is actually joining the voice channel, right? So we do an if statement. So first of all, let's say if, and first of all, we check if the channel that they're joining isn't null, right? Because they're trying to join a existing voice channel. So we're trying to check if it's not null, first of all. So let's say if let's change this to an E. I don't know why it's args. Maybe it's just like part of the new update. I don't know. But yeah, let's say if e.channel, and then we say not equal to null. So we're, once again, it is better to do the inverse of things because it just makes life easier. There's no point doing if e channel is equal to null and then doing an else, checking if it's not null. It's just better to do the inverse from the get-go. So next of all, we need to actually check if the user is joining the voice channel with this name, create. So we want to check that. So we say if e.channel and then the name is equal to create. Simple as that. Make sure it's the exact same name as what you've got here. You know, like any spelling mistakes, it's going to fail. So that's that done. And then the last thing we need to check for is to check if the user is not joining from another voice channel. So pretty much we are expecting them to pretty much not be in a voice channel and then they join like this. We don't want them to transfer from another voice channel. What we do is check for the before state. So in the event args, there's this property called before. So as you can see, it says gets the voice state pre-update. So before the user actually joins a voice channel. So we're pretty much trying to check for if this before is null, right? Because they're joining from nothing. So it would make sense to check if this is null. So this if statement, pretty much in summary, should check if we're joining the creates channel from nothing. We're not transferring from any other voice channel. Once we've joined this voice channel, the next thing we need to do is create a temporary voice channel, right? Just like he showed in the video. So after you've joined the voice channel, as you can see, it created a new temporary voice channel underneath it, and then look, it then transfers him into that new voice channel. And then once he leaves the voice channel, it should just delete it like so. Let's go ahead and create that temporary voice channel, right? So let's say var user VC. So this is the user's personalized voice channel, and we're going to create it directly into this variable because we are going to be using this variable later on. Like, you'll see why. So we say await and then e.guild, and then we say create voice channel async. So create voice channel async. So we want to create the voice channel, and we also want to create it in the specified category, right? Because as you can see, once again in the video, it literally creates it in that category. So normally when you do create a voice channel async without the category, it's just going to create it at the very top of the Discord server, and we don't want that. So we want to get the parent channel. So first of all, let's actually pass in the name. So let's just make a nice string for it, I guess. So we'll get it like a nice concatenated string, and we'll just say the user's channel, right? So we'll say e.user and then the username's channel. And then the next parameter, as you can see, is the parent. So that's the category. Like parent is just another word for category in this sense. So to get the parent, all we do is get the channel which the user has joined. So that's just e-channel, right? Gets the related voice channel. And then we just get the parent of that channel, right? Because we want to create it in that same parent. So we say e.channel and then the parent. So it will create the voice channel in the exact same parent of the create channel, right? So that should make sense to you lot, and that's all we need. So it's going to create the voice channel in that category with this name right here. So that's cool. So once you've done that, the next thing we need to do is migrate that user to the new channel, right? So as you can see in the video, it's migrated him to that voice channel. So what we do is first of all, we get the member, right? So we say var member, and then we use the guild to pretty much get the member, right? So we say await and then e.guild, and then we say get member async. So get member async, and then we just pass in the ID, so e.user and then the ID. Cool. So that should be a Discord member. Cool. There we go. And then we transfer them to this new voice channel, this new user VC. So how do we do that? Well, we use a method called modify async. So let's do await and then the member, and then we say modify async. Let's see what this method does. It modifies this member. So this can pretty much do a lot of things. As you can see, it takes in an action, pretty much member edit model. So it can take in any sort of action, and one of those actions we want to do is transfer them from one VC to another VC. So we do modify async, and then we say X, and then we subscribe to this, and then we say x.voice channel, and then we set this to the new voice channel, so user VC right here. So user VC. So what this is going to do is get the current channel they're in, and then it's going to set the new voice channel as the user VC. Therefore, it's going to transfer them over to that VC. So let's give this a test first and see what it does. So let's click on start. Cool. So nothing's gone wrong. Let's go to our testing facility. The instant I join this create VC, it should create a new VC with my name and then transfer me over to that VC. So let's see what happens. And there we go. It's created a nice new channel with my name in it, and then it's transferred me over to that channel. That's pretty cool, right? So that's pretty much what this guy wanted. So as you can see, he presses create it and it transfers him to that voice channel. So now the last thing we need to do is do the leaving bit. So when he leaves the VC, it's going to delete that voice channel and then everything goes back to normal, right? So this is where we need to get the ID of this voice channel, right? So we want to store this ID somewhere temporarily, and this is where we can use lists, right? So let me leave the voice channel, and then we'll just delete it because right now it's not done yet. Okay, so what we're going to do at the top is I'm going to make a dictionary so that we can store the different IDs of the different voice channels that were created. So that way, what I'm going to do is get the specific channel ID of that newly created voice channel, and then if one of those users has left the channel, then it's just going to delete it, right? Because you might have instances where multiple people join this create voice channel and then they create loads of temporary VCs. So you pretty much want to manage it like effectively, right? So like that's why we store all the channel IDs in a nice dictionary so that we can manage it. So what we're going to do is create a nice dictionary up here. So what we're going to do is say private, because we're not going to use this elsewhere. This is only going to be used within the event handler. And what we're going to do is say this is also going to be static. So static, and then we're going to say a dictionary. So dictionary, and what we're going to store in here as the key is the username, right? So I'm going to do it in a way where we assign each username a channel ID, because if you think about it, only one user could join and then create their own temporary server, right? It's one channel per user. So this is perfect. So we'll store the username as a string, and then the channel ID is a ulong, right? So we'll say ulong, and then what we're gonna do is call this, I don't know, voice channel IDs. So voice channel IDs. IDs, and then we'll say new dictionary string and then ulong to approach like initialize the dictionary. So what we're going to do every time a user joins this create VC and creates their own temporary channel, we're going to store the ID of that temporary channel in this dictionary, so that when the user gets around to leaving that specific channel, we can easily locate that the channel by its ID and then easily delete it. So it's very easy to manage. Pretty much when a user leaves the server, what we're doing is we're is we're going to check for the inverse of this if statement, right? So we're going to check if the channel is null, and then e before is not equal to null, because they're leaving from something, right? So let's do that. So first of all, we check if the channel is equal to null. So we say e.channel is equal to null. Cool. And then next of all, we want to check for the name of the channel as well. So first of all, let's first check if the before state is not equal to null, right? Because the user is leaving from a voice channel. So before state is, like this before variable is going to contain something, and that's what we want to use, right? So let's add an and let's add in those checks first. So we say e.before is equal to null, is not equal to null, but not equal to null. There we go. So not equal to null. And we also want to check if that specific channel is not equal to null. So we say e.before, and then the channel is also not equal to null. So this is a bit of a big if statement, but it does make sense that we're doing this, right? So that's those checks done. And then we also want to check for the specific channel name. So in this case, it's going to be this. It's going to be this string right here. So we say another and then we say e.before, and then the channel, and then the name. So this makes sure that, say for example, we leave this test VC. We don't want it to activate when they leave test VC, otherwise it'll delete the test VC server, right? So we only want it to delete from these temporary voice channels. And that's why we check for the specific name, so that we're absolutely 100% sure that, this is the absolute specific channel that they're leaving from, right? So we pass in this exact same string over here, because because that's what we coded in to make the voice channel. So it's going to be the same thing. So in this voice channel, what we want to do is when the user leaves the voice channel, we want the bot to automatically delete the voice channel. And I just realized we haven't stored it yet. So what we want to do after we make the voice channel is actually store it in the dictionary, right? So what we do is say voice channel IDs, and then we say add, and then we add the key and then the value. So the key is the username, like I said. So it's going to be e.user and then the username, and then the value is going to be the ID of this specific channel. So we say user VC and then ID. So that's cool. That's going to store this specific voice channel in this dictionary. So in here, we want to access that specific entry in the dictionary depending on what user left the VC, right? So what we want to do is get that. So we say var channel ID, or actually this is not going to be the actual channel ID. Let's name this the channel search. So what we're going to do is say voice channel IDs, and then what we're going to do is try get value. The reason we do try get value is because we don't want this to fail, obviously. So at least there's some sort of error handling going on in here. So this will either be true or false. As you can see, it's a bool. So if it's true, then it successfully got the entry from the dictionary. If it's false, then that means something went wrong and it's going to fail, right? So what we do is say try get value, and then we provide in the key. So that's going to be the e.user and then the username, because each user has their own channel ID that we want to access. So what we do is say out, and then we say ulong, and then this is the actual channel ID. So we say channel ID. So cool. We say out ulong channel ID, and then this is the variable, that we're going to use to actually search for this specific channel to delete. So we say var channel to delete, and then we use the guild that they're in to search for this specific channel, right? So we say e.guild, and then we say get channel. There we go. And then we pass in the channel ID. So see how it's very simple, like we stored the channel ID corresponding to one user, and then depending on which user left the voice channel, we can easily access that specific user's channel, and then get their channel ID and then delete it. So we've got their channel now. All we've got to do is delete it. So all we got to do now is say await, and then channel to delete, and then we say delete async. And there we go. That's, you know, like that's going to delete their channel, and then all will be back to normal. And what we want to do after this is remove their entry from the dictionary, because now, you know, like their channel has been deleted, right? So in order to prevent any confliction, so, you know, say if that same exact user joins the voice channel again, it's going to conflict because it's trying to add their entry again, but it already exists in the dictionary, right? So we want to remove their entry from the dictionary before they join again. So we say voice channel IDs and then remove based on the key. So removes the value with the specified key from the dictionary string ulong. So we pass in the username once again. So this is the final product of your submission. So what you wanted is to join the create VC. It's going to create a temporary VC for you and then transfer you to that specific VC. And then once you leave the VC, it's going to delete the VC. So let's give this a test. So let's click on start. Cool. And what we're going to do is join this create VC. So let's join. There we go. So it's created that temporary VC, and it's recognized that I'm in it. It's transferred me to that VC. So now what I'm going to do is leave this VC, and then it should delete this specific VC. So I'll leave, and there we go. It's gone. Nice. I mean, it literally works as it needed to. So all it is just two if statements checking if the user is joining. So if the user is joining, we make the VC, and then if the user left the VC, then we delete the VC. Simple as that. So hopefully that's your submission. Hopefully that makes you happy. That's what you needed. So it's just a simple event handler code. That's all you need to do. So we'll move on to the next submission. Okay, so next submission is from Ribs, and you want a swear filter, and if you can, please teach us how to use rejects. Okay, I mean, like, I think rejects is I don't know, like, that deserves its own video, I think. So like, I'm not going to do that in this video, but like, I will look into it. So a swear filter is quite simple, really, because once again, it's all in the event handler once again. So pretty much what you want to do is when a user sends a message, you pretty much want to check if it has any swear words in it. So what we can do then is we can go into the message created event handler. So we say client, and then message created, and then we make the method for it. So we'll say message created handler. Cool. So pretty much what you want to do is check if any of these messages contain any swear words, and I'll show you how to create the filter. So what you can do for a filter is actually have a class, maybe. So because it's pretty separate, you know, it pretty much eliminates any of the clutter in your actual program CS file. So what I'm going to do is make a nice class. So we'll add a class, and then we'll name this swear filter. So swear filter. Cool. And then we'll make this public. Like, we'll make it a list. I think that will be better, because then we can for each through this list, right? So what we can do is say we'll make the constructor for it, and then in this constructor we'll just directly add it to the list. So we'll say a public list, and then this is going to be of type string, and then yeah, like, we'll just say swear words, and then we'll make the list. So that's cool. Yeah, what we'll do then is in the constructor we'll just add swear words directly into the list. So that way, when we make a new instance of this class, we can instantly populate this list with those swear words, and then we can do the checks from then on. So we'll just say swear words add, and then just add our swear words. Like, this swear word filter is going to be a bit bigger for you lot, but as an example, there's like as an example, I'll just do these four words here. So that's the swear filter done. So what we can do is initialize that over here. So we can just say var swear filter is equal to a new swear filter. Cool. And since we called this constructor, it is going to add these 4 words into the list. So that's cool. So pretty much what we need to do is for each through this list, and then see if any of those words are in this specific message in the E variable. So what we can do is say for each, and then we say var word in the swear filter dot swear words. So we're going to for each through this list, and then what we're going to do is say if any of those words, so if the E dot message and then the content contains any of the words, so word, then we'll just say, I don't know, like await, and then we can say E dot channel send message async, and then we'll just say that message had a swear word in it. You have been warned, or just, you know, like something along those lines. And then what we can do is, like, say if this message has a swear word, you might want to, I don't know, you know, change the message, or just straight up remove the message, right? So what I'm going to do is remove the message. I think that makes a lot more sense. So we'll just say e.message, and then, yeah, so there we go. So let's delete the message, and then we'll send this warning in it. So if the message has one of these swear words, then delete it and then warn it. So let's test that out. So let's send a message in the testing server. So let's, you know, like, let's say a swear word in one of these messages to see if it works. So there we go. It literally works. So there we go. That, you know, like, that message had a swear word in it. You have been warned. So let's do it again. There we go. It did it again. So it works. I mean, you know, it's pretty simple. So let's say this. Yeah, it works. You know, it's pretty easy to do a swear filter in a Discord bot. All you need to do is just add your, you know, like, add your filter to a nice list or an array. You know, like, array works because it's smaller, more easier to handle. But like, if you have, you know, loads of swear words, then I think probably a list is, you know, more easier. And then all you got to do is go into the message created handler and for each through that list of words and see if the message content contains any of those words. And if it does, then you can warn the user or do any other, you know, action that you want. So the action is pretty much up to you. So, like, that's how you do a swear word filter. Let's do one more and then we'll conclude the video. Okay, last submission is from Mr. Glitching, and you want a new member system, so when people join the server, it pings them and sends a welcome message. Okay, so you want a welcome message to send when a user joins a specific server. That's pretty easy. Once again, it's all in the event handler. So surprisingly, a lot of your, you know, first submissions are to do with the event handler. So what we can do is, I think it's to do with, I think, guild join, I think. So we'll say client, and then let's just type in join. So like, I don't think that's going to see. Okay, let me actually go through it. It's going to be the, yeah, there we go, guild member added. Yeah, so it's not guild member join. I don't know why it's not joined, because, you know, D# plus, but whatever. But yeah, it's the guild member added event, and this fires when a user joins a guild. Pretty simple, right? So what we can do is subscribe to this event and then create the event handler for it. So we'll say, I don't know, user join handler. So when a user joins the server, we can just send a message. You know, simple as that. So we'll send a nice embed message, I guess. So if this event fires, then we'll send a message in the server saying welcome to the server, have a nice time, or whatever. So we don't want to send it in any old channel. So like my server, I've got a nice welcome channel over here, and as you can see, my welcome messages send in this server. This specific channel. So pretty much what you want to do is get the default channel that all of these system messages send into, like Ace slid into the server. You know, this user just showed up. So these are the channels where you assign your default parameters to. So if you have a look at the settings for this channel, I don't know if you can view it. Maybe it's in the server settings, I think. Yeah, there we go. So you can choose to send your system messages to a specific channel, and in code this is known as the default channel. So what we want to do is send messages to this channel. So what we say is var default channel is equal to the e.guild, because we want to get the default channel of this specific server. So we say get default channel. There we go. So this method will get the default channel for this guild. Cool. So this should be a Discord channel. There we go. So now we can just make a nice embed. So we can say var welcome welcome embed, and then we can say new Discord embed builder, and then we can just, you know, make it look cool. So we can say the like the color is, I don't know, gold, you know, so we'll say Discord color gold, and then we can set the title as welcome, and then we can just pass in the user. So we can say e.member, and then we can say username. So welcome to the server, and then we can say description. So description, hope you enjoy your stay, please read the rules, or put any message that you want to provide in your welcome message. So it's all up to you once again. So we'll end that off, and then what we're going to do is send it in this default channel. So we say await, and then default channel, and then send message async. Simple as that, you know. Embed, and then welcome embed. Cool. So we'll save it, and then let's give this a test. So I'm going to ask one of my my mods to leave the server and then join again. So they should be leaving the server any minute now. So there we go. I think they left. Yeah. So okay, they left. So the instant they rejoin, it should send that embed. So yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, looks like they joined my profile system. But there we go. Yeah, so there we go. The system message is sent in this channel because I set it as the default channel, and it's recognized that that is the default channel, and it sent the welcome message into that server. So that's how you do a welcome message in C#. Like, you can make this way better, obviously, but you know, pretty much everything that you need to do is in this event handler, the guild member added. So you can send, I don't know, pictures. So you know, like this, you know, like this doesn't have to be an embed. You can use an API to generate a welcome image for you. But yeah, that's the, you know, like that's the fundamentals to sending a welcome message in a Discord server. So that's all your submissions. It's like it's more than enough for this video because I've been going on for like 40 minutes. So like once again, like if you want to put your submissions, then join the server. Link is in the description below, and go to this command forum and put your ideas in there, so that I'll be able to go through it, and maybe it will be featured in a future video. So once again, let me know in the comments if you want this to become a daily series. You guys let me know. But yeah, hopefully these submissions helped to the authors that submitted it. Like hopefully you guys learned a lot from these submissions, because I sure did, for sure. Make sure you guys like the video, sub to the channel, share this video, and yeah, I'll see you lot in the next one. Peace out.